This is one of the most unique videos you'll ever watch. In this video, we're going to tell you an unbelievable story with all the details. And by the end, you have to decide, is this story real or is it completely made up? Stick around, because at the end of the video, we'll reveal the truth. Now, let's dive into today's story. Have you ever walked into a place and suddenly felt like you've been there before? Like you've already seen that exact moment play out, even though you know it's impossible? Most of the time, this feeling lasts for just a few seconds. But no matter how hard we try, we can never quite remember where or when we saw it before. We call this getting lost in time. And today's story is about a young couple who went house hunting, only to realize they had already seen their dream home in their dreams. The problem? They had no idea where to find it. This is the story of the haunted house. Emma and Liam were a young couple living in the US, ready to make a big change in their lives. They had been saving for years, and now they were finally ready to buy their dream home. The next day, they planned to visit several houses and hopefully find the one that felt right. But that night, something strange happened. While they were both asleep, Emma had a vivid dream. In it, she saw a house, a breathtaking, sprawling home with a massive yard, a sparkling pool, and an elegant design that felt like it was straight out of a magazine. It was the kind of house she had always imagined, but never thought they could afford. When she woke up, she couldn't shake the feeling that this house was meant for them. Excited, Emma told Liam about the dream. She said, "It was so real. It felt like I was standing right there in front of the house. It's exactly what I've always wanted." Liam, ever the practical one, smiled and said, "It sounds amazing, but it was just a dream. Let's focus on the real houses we're going to see today." Emma nodded, but deep down, she couldn't let go of the image of that house. That day, they visited house after house. Some were nice, others were underwhelming, but none of them felt right to Emma. She kept comparing each one to the house in her dream, and nothing measured up. Liam tried to reassure her, saying, "We'll find something great, just give it time." But Emma couldn't shake the feeling that they were missing something. That night, Emma had the same dream again, but this time it was even more vivid. She didn't just see the house from the outside, she walked through it. She explored every room, every corner, as if she had lived there her whole life. She noticed the smallest details, the way the sunlight streamed through the windows, the creak of the wooden floors, the smell of fresh flowers in the kitchen. It felt so real that when Liam woke her up the next morning, she was disoriented, as if she had been pulled out of another life. She told Liam, "I saw it again. The house. It's ours. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like we're supposed to live there." Liam said, "Emma, I know you're excited, but we can't buy a house based on a dream." Reluctantly, Emma agreed, but she couldn't shake the feeling that they were meant to find that house. Later that day, as they were driving through a neighborhood they hadn't explored before, something caught Emma's eye. She shouted, "That's it! That's the house from my dream!" Liam pulled over, and Emma pointed to a house just down the street. Liam looked at her skeptically, but Emma was already out of the car, running toward the house. Liam followed, confused but curious. As they approached the house, Emma's heart raced. It was exactly as she had seen it in her dream. The same yard, the same exterior, even the same flowers lining the walkway. She walked up to the front door, and to her surprise, it was unlocked. She stepped inside, and her breath caught in her throat. The interior was exactly as she had seen it in her dream. She knew every room, every detail, as if she had lived there for years. Liam was stunned. He asked, "How do you know all this?" Emma shook her head and said, "I don't know. I just do." They explored the house together, and Emma pointed out things she couldn't possibly have known, like a hidden closet under the stairs or a small crack in the bathroom tile. It was as if the house was a part of her. As they were standing in the living room, the real estate agent walked in. She asked, "Can I help you?" Emma and Liam explained that they were interested in buying the house, but the agent shook her head and said, "I'm sorry, but this house is way out of your budget. The owner is asking for a lot more than you can afford." Disappointed but determined, Emma and Liam told the agent their maximum budget, fully expecting to be turned down. To their surprise, the agent said, "Let me call the owner and see what he says." A few minutes later, the agent returned with a stunned expression. She said, "The owner agreed to your offer. He said to sell it to you at that price." Emma and Liam were overjoyed, but also confused. Why would the owner sell such a beautiful house for so little? When they asked the agent, she shrugged and said, "He said the house has a spirit, and he wants it to go to the right person." But Emma didn't care. She wanted the house no matter what. And at that moment, the owner himself walked in, only to be completely stunned by what he saw. His eyes widened as he stared at Emma. He said, "Oh my God, it's you. You're the spirit that won't leave this house. You're the one who won't let me live here." But how could that be? Emma had never stepped foot in this house before, so how was the owner so sure he had seen her spirit here? Could it be that Emma had belonged to this house in another life? Maybe she wasn't just dreaming. Maybe she was remembering. Or was the previous owner just imagining things? Of course, there's one more possibility. What if this entire story is fake? What if we made it up just to mess with you? What do you think? Did this really happen? You've got 10 seconds to decide. Think Emma's spirit was really haunting the house? If so, congratulations. You guessed right. This story is 100% real, based on actual events. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and let us know in the comments if you got it right. And if you want to test yourself with even more mind-bending stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a thing. And hey, if you have ever experienced something strange and unexplainable, drop your story in the comments. Who knows? We might feature it in a future video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.